we are going to the main bulk of the sewers now, because I
All
don't
right.
think we can actually redo the Clank section.
Is this the part, the bulk of the sewers you're talking about, the sewer crystal mining?
I am indeed talking about that.
Okay, so I got the design from my lead, and the design said you're hunting for crystals in the sewer. And I went up to him and I'm like, in a sewer, there's crystals? What are these crystals made out of, man? Like, seriously. And they had to be crystals. He would not budge on the fact that these things were crystals. So both the writer and I were completely baffled about how to make these crystals make any sense.
Right.
So we went with the obvious poop joke, right? But the poop joke was entirely because he would not back down on the crystals, and we had no way to make it make any sense. Fresh from the bowels of a king amoeboid.
Yeah, that is pretty great.
Yeah.
It's always good to see the plumber.
Oh yeah. He's a must, right?
Yeah.
If it's a Ratchet game, the plumber's. Has he ever not been in one?
Quest for Booty. I don't think he was in that.
Okay. All right.
He appeared back again in Crack in Time, but I don't think he was in Quest for Booty. Oh man, these do
See,
so
I
much
count-
damage.
See, I'm not counting the mobile games.
Yeah.
I have no idea whether those had the plumber in it or not, because
Was there any...
I don't think you can
there
actually
was- there
even
were two
play
mobile.
those anymore.
No, there were two mobile, weren't there? There was
They were
the Nexus
pre-smartphone
one and
cell games.
The really early one.
Excuse me, I have to cough.
Oh god.
And then I don't know about I've never played the PSP ones, so I actually don't know. But you played those, right?
Actually, yeah, I don't think he is in the... I haven't played Secret Agent Clank, actually, but I'm pretty sure he's not in what's it called? Size Matters, I'm pretty sure. Because it technically wasn't Insomniac, so...
But he sure as hell was in the reboot.
Yes, he was, and that was great. He will see us in the next reboot.
So, one of the things I wanted to do with these sewers was give you a mini-map. But I was told by the programmer that I was not going to get a mini-map.
Right.
So I had to design the sewers in such a way that if you got lost, there was always a way to get back to the start. And that's not an easy thing to do, given that I couldn't really have any long straight shots in this in this area, because the further you can see into the distance, the more frame rate is likely to break, because it's trying to draw more things. So with those two opposite constraints, there wasn't a ton I can do. But what I tried to do is make it so that the water is always flowing towards an exit.
Yeah.
Like the direction the water's flowing. And then I tried to make it so that in each half of the sewer, there's always this one long corridor that goes down into the water, and you can ride the water back to the plumber.
Yeah, that's actually brilliant. I love that.
That was super important. And then the first draft of the sewers that I got back from the artists didn't have it. Like, he just sort of generally made something that was kind of like what I had designed.
Right.
And so, I went to talk to him, and I'm like, oh no, this was this way for a reason. And he's like, oh, okay. So it took a couple drafts, but we got it so that at the very least you don't get permanently lost in here.
And it's good as well, because there's stuff like there's a titanium bolt hidden there as well. So.
Oh yeah, that meant the thankless, hopeless task of placing all of these amoeboids and all of the sewer crystals. That was Paul's. That was not me, fortunately. He had to place all the crates. He had to do all of it, man. And how many are there? There's like 100?
There's 101. 99 in the maze, but 2 beforehand, so you know about them before you get here.
Right. Yeah, so there's 100. So he had to place 99 of these things in this giant sprawling maze.
I'm so sorry.
Of twisty corridors all alike. It almost drove him nuts. Like, I remember him getting a little loopy at the end of it. I remember apologizing too. But he was great. He did a great job on this, I think, because it's in terms of mining segments, I don't really think this is the best one that's ever been done.
It's not
just because, like the deserts, the big open ones, in those, it's much clearer like where you are and how many things how many objectives you completed, right? Like you can kind of sweep across the map.
Yeah, that's true.
In this one, there's a likelihood, like in this case, you might run up against the wrong side of a slime barrier, and now you've filled in part of the map, so you don't know that there's a thing on the other side. You know, like there were all these things that kind of came up in this sewer design that made it less useful, right? The more open, the better. Which is why the jetpack ones are
tells you
great.
where it all is.
Yeah, eventually you'll get the Map-O-Matic to be able to get through. But
Which I don't have, by the way.
If you're just trying to do it, by feel, and there's only so much of it you can do before you get the gravity boots.
Yeah, you can go down. I think there's like, actually, I'll get up the map. There's these. Okay, so we got the 3 sections you can see here. I think the top middle is a gravity boot one. Left is not.
That sounds right.
And I think bottom right is not. I think there are 3, middle, top right, top middle, which are gravity boots. I think. I might be mistaken.
You ever play that game Pipe Dreams, or like where there's like green acid water running through a pipe and you have to place down pipe segments before it spills?
I don't think
get it
so,
to the
no.
end. You're like, you have all these different little pipe joints, like a straight ahead, a T joint, a cross joint, right? Like a little elbow. And you have to put them together so that the water flows. That's what making this level was like, except way less fun.
Right. I see.
Because we had to make hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of square meters of gameplay, and the artists didn't have time to art that much gameplay. Right. So what we got was a T joint, an L joint, an I joint, and a cross, right? And then I had designed the whole level using only those.
Wow.
While completing all of the objectives I just mentioned to you.
Wow.
And all the conflicting things. Yeah, so this sewer segment was kind of a pain in the ass, but thanks to Paul, mostly, it turned out really well, I think.
So, question. The amoeboids, did they all have to be individually placed, or are they generated randomly?
Individually placed.
Oh,
there's
Paul,
no random
I'm
generation
so sorry,
in
Paul.
that shit.
Paul, if you ever watch
Paul.
this, I am so sorry. You have my sympathy.
And poor Tony, because he had to get the amoeboids working in all of these situations, including gravity surfaces.
Oh god, press F to pay respects.
Yeah, for sure. Oh man.
Do you know where that comes from? Because it's the stupidest thing ever.
Yeah, there was a cut. What's it called? At the beginning of a first-person shooter, there's a military funeral, and they have a quick-time event where you pay respects to the funeral. Yeah. Yeah,
it's Call of Duty.
Okay,
so dumb. It's the dumbest thing. I love that it's a meme though.
Yeah, I mean, it's not the greatest idea for an adventure game, move.
Yeah.
I'll agree with you on that. It's
funny though.
It's pretty not a good idea. But, I didn't make that call.
Yeah. Oh god. Yeah, this may
what
take
was I saying
some
about
time.
Oh, you're killing him with the wrench, right?
Yeah, yes I am. It's the point of this. The thing is, I don't know if I've missed anything. I don't...
Yeah, that's the problem with this area.
explicitly think I have. There's like a tiny bit down the right side that I might have not got something, but I don't think I have. Worst case scenario, we have to walk around aimlessly hoping we find something.
We couldn't even do very much to differentiate this stuff with lighting, because all of these pieces were individually so every piece of this, like every L joint, every T, every cross, right, is instanced. That means it exists in memory one time, and then they create copies of it into the game, and that saves a bunch of memory.
Right.
But for instance geometry, we couldn't light that very well. So because we were using instance geometry, which was the only thing we could do here, we couldn't even change the lighting to tell you were going into different areas. We couldn't have a red area and a blue area and a green. it was literally like the constraints were so tight that there wasn't much of anything we could do. This thing is literally a different, like when you see the red, that's a different instanced geometry. Like it takes up a whole different slot in memory so that it can have the red.
Boy.
Right? So putting different colors everywhere would have defeated the purpose of saving memory by only keeping one copy. Yeah. So it's just like this area is just a gigantic flustercuff of conflicting needs. So it turned out really well, I think, especially considering how much of a just pain in the butt it was.
Was this one of the biggest challenges of the game, or were there worse
in terms
things?
of design?
Yeah.
Well, you know, I didn't have to do the actual work on this, remember? So in terms of challenges for me, yeah.
Yeah, fair enough.
But I don't know if there was a more tedious task on the game than... No, I'm wrong. There was totally more the only reason this is more tedious than placing crates is because he also had to place crates to do this.
Oh.
But I would say the only thing more tedious would be, you know, all the sequences in the battlefields where you have people following you?
Yes.
Those were horrifying to make. Just to set those up was horrifying. Like, the Ratchet engine was not very good at it was very good at things that behaved according to rules. It was terrible at exceptions.
Okay.
Right. So when you have a guy who in every case is always supposed to just try to run towards the player, that's not that bad. Right? Like, because it's a rule, it's not an exception.
What was that?
Oh, wow, that was weird.
I think I'm touching water. I don't know why or how, but okay. Cool. Anyway, sorry, you were saying.
What was I saying?
What was more boring?
Oh yeah, the placing those things. So basically, what it's terrible at is something like, okay, in this level, but not any other level, we want this guy to run to this point and then play a cutscene and then run to this point and then the camera moves and then run to, and that's everything in those battle sequences, right? Like having those Galactic Rangers follow you. That was the biggest, and my friend Sean set those up, Sean Whistler, and oh, poor guy. Like, I just looked into his dead eyes because I could see him from my desk, and just, you know, felt. I mean, they turned out really good because he was the one who had to wire them all up, and he's really good. But man, it just like he walked me through what it took to do that, and I had to do a little bit of it to get Skid to work in Aquatos.
Yeah.
But that was one person following one possible, you know, like having to do maybe 3 things in the level. And I didn't even set most of it up. The programmer set most of it up, right? Like having 3 or 4 different Galactic Rangers follow you and shoot at enemies at different times and all this other stuff. Just, whew, that is not easy. And then Deadlocked was all of that.
Yeah.
And we were using the same engine.
So, fun fact about these enemies, you can't hyper strike when you're in the Magna Boots. So, that makes this way harder.
Didn't even think of that. I mean, who fights these things with the wrench?
Only true idiots.
Yeah, well, insane zealots, let's put it that way.
Yeah, hi.
Only the greatest Ratchet and Clank players of all time dare the wrench only.
Actually, there's a speedrun of wrench only in this game. The world record holder for Ratchet 3 decided to play this game wrench only and did it in like 5 hours.
Wow.
Which, in fairness, it sounds really fast, but he didn't do what I'm doing, which is literally everything that's humanly possible without skipping things.
Well, yeah, he did a speedrun, right? So
yeah,
he was using all the exploits and everything.
Yeah, he was skipping.
He just wasn't using weapons.
Yeah.
But yeah.
He couldn't
so
be the Bio
you're doing
Obliterator.
the as much as possible.
The Bio Obliterator cannot be beaten with only the wrench. It is not possible. So I have to use
at the end of this.
Yeah, I have to use the ship because there's just no workaround.
Yeah, I mean that's how that whole thing's set up.
Yeah.
I mean it's like the turret section at the bridge in Ratchet 2. You know, you were able to get the robot.
Yeah,
with
I
the
can't
wrench,
believe that went as well as it did.
and I can't believe it was easier than doing it the
It
other way.
was.
But-
I totally glitched that though. I tried it another
Yeah,
time
but-
and it did not go that well.
Oh no. Okay, so you got lucky.
Yeah,
But
it's
anyway,
basically because he got stuck in the corner. So
But I mean, it's like those sections where we put turrets in front of doors, and you have to use the turret to open the door. I mean, that's just how the game. Like, it wasn't even like we were thinking, let's give them a possibility of using the wrench in this section. It was like, no, this is a flying around in the ship section. Like,
yeah.
it's in terms of the game's design, we didn't even think of them as the same thing. So I wouldn't even imagine it was possible to fight the Bio-Obliterator without the helicopter.
You can actually get to it and damage it, but it's just you will slip off if you're like it. You can stay on. You just need immense amount of luck, and you need to exploit glitches. And the chance of you falling off is like 99.99% every time. And you do such small damage, like 1,000 hits will be required. It's just
that
nothing
sounds a
is
lot
worth it.
like impossible.
Yeah, it is basically impossible without like a TAS or something, which I don't know how to do, nor would I ever. So it's not happening. I get to find the Nefarious still, true legit. So that's gonna be fun. Look forward to that. I imagine he'll be a massive pain.
Oh yeah,
He can't possibly be worse than Ratchet PS4 though. He cannot possibly be 5 hours long. There is no fucking way. 5 hours.
I'll be
per
interested
attempt.
to see if there's a way.
There's
Oh man, how many hours total did you spend on Nefarious?
18, something like that. It was stupid. I was dead, but I was dead by the end of it. I was just so miserable.
Wow. You're crazy, man.
I know, but I set myself a challenge, and god damn it, I was gonna finish it because it's the new Ratchet game. I've gotta do it.
And that's why you're fun to watch.
Yeah. I think, like, even people who had done stuff which, like someone had beaten Webman, he did the, the impossible challenge in Ratchet 2, you have to beat the millipede with only the wrench. Like, he managed to do it by going into first person and doing stuff like that. Not even he was just like, I'm not doing challenge mode on Ratchet PS4, screw that. I was like, oh I see. Oh, really now? I see what I've gotten myself into now. Even you are too scared to do it. It was really funny. It's like,
You're taking on the challenge that the other masochists won't.
Yeah, pretty much. I'm doing what the bravest dare not do. So that was a fun experience. Oh, there's not even a map in this area. I see.
Oh really? What? Really? Why?
'Cause you need the mathematic. Right, okay.
Oh, to get it? Because this is a secret area?
Technically speaking, yes. Okay, so that does make this a lot harder. So when we're missing only 1 or 2, we will be aimlessly searching everywhere in these areas, I guess. Because
I mean, you could always come back here when you get the mathematics.
I could, yes. It would make it easier. I'll at least look for like 10 minutes or so, because it doesn't take long to get to point A to point B. Because I mean, the area is small, let's be honest. So it's just actually finding it, and you never know, I might get lucky.